Hey there, everyone. I hope you are all doing good. Stasma here. And today I'm here to talk to you about Valhalla Delay. So I've decided to make this video as I wanted to actually dive deep into this plugin because I've never really spent that much time with it. I kind of use it all the time, but I go for it for specific things and I don't really dive deep into all it has to offer. So in this video, what I wanted to do was to actually really try all the modes and give basically just a proper demo of it in the context of an electronic music track, showing many things that it can do and also give a brief overview of the plugin. So I'm going to start by making you listen to some music that I've made here in live that use Valhalla Delay basically all over. Tons of synths that you can see over here that are each a different algorithm with settings that I like. And I'm basically just going to make you listen to this with all the automations and stuff, full around sending stuff to all those delays. So let's start now. So many delays. So let's start by actually playing around with one of the synths that I have here. Okay, this does not have any delay on it so far. So let's grab Valhalla Delay. There's been a few videos on it already, but I think it's worth, they're all quite old, and I think it's worth going through all the stuff once again. When you open it, it's like this, in tape mode, which is the first of the many modes. But this is often referred to by the guys at Valhalla as the most powerful of all the parameters, because basically you can set up multiple parameters over here, but by changing the modes, you will very much change a lot of what's happening. So let's listen to what we have right now. Yeah, this sounds good. So first we have the mix, which is of course either the dry sound or only the delay. Then we have our delay time, which is, I guess, the second most obvious thing. We have a spread control when in single style. So style is one of the other very important part of this plugin. Single is one delay, but you can spread one channel to make it more stereo. But we have different stuff. We have dual, where you have basically one time per side, left and right. You can swap the left and right by inverting width. And you can also use width just to narrow a little bit the stereo image instead of having it like full on like this. Ratio is my favorite, where the second delay will be a ratio of the first one. It's very easy to dial in something good with it. Easier to hear when there's no too much feedback. So far we have classic stuff. We also have a ping pong setting and quad. Ooh, love quad. So quad is basically 4 tape heads. And you can choose a combination of all of these, and you can change the pattern. You have swell, where all taps are summed together in the feedback, or a proper repeat of all the taps. Then, before we go over here, we have also this era. Past is like trying to replicate vintage units. Present would be much more hi-fi. Yeah, it's much more there. Future is even more hi-fi. You have this for each of the modes. So it's a quick tone control, let's say. It also affects feedback, distortions, and other stuff. Then we have drive. Age, which adds some artifacts to the sound. I like to listen to them full wet to have an idea of what's happened. Oh yeah. They even went as far as to emulate the tape splicing mechanism. Sometimes you have that too. Yeah. Then we have whoa, which adds slow pitch fluctuation, and flutter, which adds fast, sort of vibrating pitch modulation. We have the EQ. And then we have diffusion, which is one of the best parts of this plugin, which the more diffusion amount you set, the more this will turn into a reverb. Which can sound very good when you don't mix it too much, and yeah, depending on your parameters. Let's try to make a more classic delay sound. Okay, tiny bit of diffusion, just a tiny bit. Then, if we change to BBD, yeah, this is completely different. Let's check the new mode, analog, which is sort of hi-fi BBD setting. You might notice that sometimes this change, this is now mod, and this is now allowing you to control the one flutter, basically. Depth is how much you modulate, and this is the speed of the modulation. So you can actually turn this into a vibrato. And we'll say vibrato, no feedback is better. With mix equal chorus. You can of course sync that to your session, which is more useful when you want delay type stuff, but can be quite cool for reverb. Too much modulation. This is a pretty weird. I will go to all the mods, but showing them to you in a context will be probably much better. So the two new modes, Chrome Tape, I find is quite cool for this kind of stuff. Glitchy things. So it's disabled. Let's listen to it at the end. There's again some automation on it. On this beat, I use two instances. This one is the reverb, using the new analog mode. Analog metal verb. I find that it sounds pretty cool in the mix, actually. When you remove it, it's then, if you listen carefully, let's look at this one. This is not active right now, but it will be soon. So this is the hi-fi mode, which is, yeah, it is now, which is like the tape mode, but like if it was studio tape. And notice here, what I'm doing is that I'm using the 0 millisecond delay full mix, which makes me able to use this just for the drive. Which gives you a tape drive emulation with an EQ. And modulation if you want. Which is quite fun, that you can mess around with. But it's a cool thing to have. I know it was used a lot in Echo Boy by Santoys, this trick of no delay, but just use the input modeling. They all have a different sound. So, some do have some stereo weirdness going on, whatever happens. This one's completely weird. This one is okay. Some modes do have what's called ducking, which is basically a reversed compressor. But this one's popping like hell because probably I'm driving it too much. We'll talk about that a bit later. Let's go back to our... Let's try the Chrome Tape, folks. This one sounds quite good. Okay, so... Yeah, I have a bass sound that I don't use delays. Let's listen to this. I'm going to keep the drums. This guy, I'm using it in conjunction with all the synths. So my first send here is a full head tape echo style stuff. Great to add just a tiny bit of ambience, let's say. This one, digital. It's not really good on this kind of sound, but it's used a bit later on the 909 here. I've automated the send. Yes, so it does this. No modulation, no diffusion. Bit of modulation can be fun. Yeah, cool stuff. Age will basically add noise, especially in this mode, like horrible digital noise, but that can be quite fun. To make some weird stuff like this. So yeah, now the noise does remain. If you want to use these on a send, it's a good idea to have gate after it, just so you don't get that noise when you stop the music. And you can actually gate your delay, which is another cool trick. Okay. Then I have a BBD. So let's go back with the synth here. BBD is trying to emulate all the classic BBD pedals. Think DM, I think it's DM2, Memory Man, the Ibanez one that I have. I'm going to check this out against a few of the stuff that I have, such as the Ibanez old BBD stuff. Of course, this has the immense easiness of use that you can easily make your dotted synced stuff, you can make it stereo. I mean, it's really super easy to use. You can turn it into very nice reverb, this one. Oh, listen to this. Oh, this is good. Then I have the hi-fi looper. This is interesting. This is 100% wet. Very long delay. It's not. It could be longer, but this was okay. Here I have the feedback at 0. So what happened if I send something to it? I'm going to send that synth. See that I have this playing again. This is why I call it the hi-fi looper. I've added another quartz, which is digital delay after, so it doesn't stop. It has a bit of echoes on top of the looped thing. So it repeats only one like this, but I have mapped a key to put this guy at 100% and something, which will give me an actual looper, sound on sound style tape looper. And when I don't want it, I can hit the key. It will kill the feedback. This is fun. You can add more modulation if you want it to be all wonky. For some, and you can also add drive if you want. To get some very Board of Canada-esque thing. Okay, one thing I wanted to try again was using an external instrument that you could see me play on the looper thing, because it was actually not that easy to follow what I was doing, I think. So I'm going to send that new track to D, this being a GX3P. I'm going to start without the breakbeats and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so now it's unmuted. Sending the thing here. This is without the feedback on. This is the second thing that's after it. So let's add the feedback on. This is fun. Okay, then the Ghost. The Ghost is pretty fun. It's a delay with a frequency shifter in the feedback path. So it does very weird pitch effects. You have detune and shift. Let's shift by just like a few hertz. But if you shift by a lot, you get very weird effect like this. Okay. Then we have a pitch delay. I've used this one with somewhat of a fifth down and a quite fast delay. I love this kind of stuff, especially on snare, especially when it's fast. But it's quite fun. on synth as well sometimes. This one, G, is the reverse pitch. Ping pong mode, diffusion, so I can get... no, it's this one. Crazy ping pong shimmery stuff. Excellent when you have a pad or something and you just want it to up in the air for a bit. Quite fun on drums as well. Okay, now so H is BBD duck. So this is basically the same as the BBD that we saw earlier, but with the ducking parameter. Actually, when you use the old pedals, often if you blast them with too much signals, they just stop feeding back in. So yeah, you get that more controlled things. When your sound gets through, it will duck out the delay. Very handy. This one, Clarity, is a very clean digital delay style. And here I've used it to make some sort of phasing with very small delay, a bit of spread. The modulation gives me the type of phasey sound, which is different still of the next one. I think that is the lo-fi. Lo-fi is cool as well. Lo-fi is the distorted one. Lots of artifacts. I'm full on drive here, but... it's the very dirty one. Then phaser. Phaser adds a phaser in the feedback path. They're all different depending on the mode. So you can get some crazy stuff. You have a resonance control, and the LFO of the phaser is the rate. With ducking as well. Let's play a loop. And this one is another chrome tape-ish thing, which I've turned into a reverb. When you're here, you can enable send, so you could decide to send the loop, for example, this one. You could decide that we can enable it to go into this. That is very much a sort of fluttery reverb. What do we have then? This. this, I've done one of my favorite tricks. Using an envelope follower that's not included in Valhalla Delay, but that we can get with live, to put the mix very up and basically duck the mix with the dynamic of the signal. So you get the impact of the drums, but then you get the metal-ish weirdness that happen when you make very short delay feedback. I've used an LFO as well to randomly modulate this. This is good. Let's listen again. There's still a few other stuff that I haven't shown, which are... Here I've used this guy as a chorus. No feedback, short delay, just modulation. If you go full mix, you can make vibrato. And if the more you blend them, the more you have chorus. And I've added this, which is a chrome tape reverb. If I remove the diffusion, I think it's also going to a lot of other stuff. There is one mode I forgot to talk about. I already done a video about it when it was released, actually. It's the RichPitch mode. This one is pretty fun in the sense that it's a very precise pitch delay. It's on the snare. Let me go back to normal delay setting. This one has 2 pitch controls. You have ducking as well. So the pitch are shifts and detune. And you have this pitch mix, which is in fact what you decide to send between those two inside the feedback loop. So right now, what I'm sending is the detune only. So every new repeat gets detuned once again. You can detune down or up. It's pretty subtle. On the other hand, on this side, you are shifting by semitone instead of cent, which is far less subtle, or at least can be far less subtle. I love it for this kind of extremely weird arcade effect. So let me get back to what I had before, which was this. Lots of diffusion. Which lets you go from sort of chorusy, weird metallic verb to full-on crazy, pitch up, shimmery, unrealistic weirdness. It can do lots of stuff. If we go just on the synth stuff here. Let's go RichPitch, detune. Let's try actually no feedback. No delay, I mean. No feedback. Just shifting. It can make very nice chorus. I like the fact that you can detune and shift like into different direction. It makes some very weird stuff. Like very detuned. But which can be very interesting when dialed in just a tiny bit. Or can be interesting as well, completely over the top. Oh, let's save this one. RichPitch ice verb. Let's get like this. So I wanted to make a shootout with some of the actual hardware delay units that I own in the same video than this plugin demo, but it will end up being way too long. So if you really want me to do a few shootouts between Valhalla Delay and some hardware delay, such as the Space Echo RE150, Ibanez 8202, Flancher Stereo Baby delay. I have a few weird modular ones that I can use for pitch shifting and stuff like this. So anyway, if you're really interested in that, let me know and I will make that video when I can. Meanwhile, thanks for watching. Thanks to the guys at Valhalla ESP for being awesome. If I remember well, I didn't bought this and they gave it to me when I did some videos on Supermassive. So we could say that it's sort of sponsored by them, even though they never asked me to do anything. I really did that video because I enjoyed that plugin. You can support the channel by buying some stuff from the affiliate links below, or go have a look at my Patreon if you want some samples out of this session, or if you want to get some teaching as well. I will leave the entire session to download if you want to toy with it. And you can also go grab some music on Bandcamp. I also run a label called Concrete Collage. If you want to support the label itself, you can go buy some stuff from there. Everything on my Bandcamp and Concrete Collage, or almost everything, is pay what you want. So if you want to grab the music, you can just do it. Anyway, thanks for watching again. See you next time. Bye bye.